Hey there, Virgo. Um, okay, let's jump into the cards. Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. Wow. So for me, here's Earth energy, right, you guys? Um, for me, the Seven of Pentacles, it's a card about timing of all things, patience, how to know um, when things are just a process and you need to give it more time. You need to let the fruit ripen on the tree. You can't make that happen any faster. You need to let kids grow up and make mistakes. That's why people aren't even considered adults till 18, and we know they got another 7 years till their frontal lobe is really um, finished. But so this is weighing. I do see some of you maybe weighing starting a family with someone, getting married to someone. It's kind of an either now or never. Yeah, so some things in life it's really easy to tell if you've given it enough time. You plant a seed, it should be grown and bearing fruit or vegetables within this amount of months. And if that hasn't happened, then there's some you need to move on. Relationships, jobs, situations, groups, just not that clear. With the Ten of Pentacles, it does point to something in a family, your family of origin, many generations. It could have something to do with inheritance or property. Sometimes property comes up if you have an older grandparent or parent that needs to go into maybe an assisted living. Maybe they don't feel safe at home or for social. And there's lots of positive reasons people move into things like that, not only negative. But then there's a house now to deal with. Even trying to figure out if you should drop the price on a house or not. Like, have we given it enough time to sell? Should we drop the price? What should we do? You don't want to give it away, but you don't want to, just be paying for it either. There may be something. There could be some people, unfortunately, but I feel like it could be positive. Maybe you're paying for some sort of storefront. You've been paying now, and when the lease comes up, you may be wondering, hey, I seem to be doing okay online or without that storefront. Should I just see if I can, trying to weigh some sort of decision like that. Should I renew my lease? Should I buy something? Mortgage rates are really unbelievably low right now. Take your medicine. Maybe that was a message. Page of Pentacles. Six of Swords. Yeah, so here's the moving. Maybe you're moving away from somewhere where you hear sirens all the time or something, and it's just driving you fucking crazy. I mean, the Page of Pentacles starts saving. He has a long-term plan, a long-term goal, but I mean, it's an immature energy. I shouldn't give it gender. It's an immature energy. It's messages about money. Maybe you're trying to get a loan. But this child, I love in the Anna Kay Tarot, it shows a kid fishing and bringing up one pentacle and this surprise on their face. Like, look at that. I was patient. I had this long-term goal and vision. And look at it pays off. Slow and steady wins the race. Planning and just putting $5 a week away, it does add up. So something like that, or planting that seed for something that will be long term. It's more the beginning. You are moving away from a situation that was mentally exhausting or toxic. Going from rough waters to smooth waters. It's an interesting card if you're interested in reading the tarot, because even though it's a sword card, a mental card, it often is read as a cups card to me. as going from rough waters to smooth. So just waters as emotions, right? Why do we use that terminology? So I think about the Six of Swords, and I think it's not only our bad situations emotionally stressful, it really can take up a lot of negative space in your brain where you're just worrying about it and thinking about it and going over things in your head and trying to deal with it. And why are they doing this? And you know what I mean? It can create that negative spiraling loop in our heads. So that's the way I look at it as well. It's the emotion and the mental kind of go together. And this is moving towards something that is going to make you feel better. And your brain you'll just be like a load off your mind. Four of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Another page, another new beginning. This is communication, online work, getting your website up and running, things like that. I think we're going into, I didn't even look at astrology. I didn't even think about that till right now. I think we're going into a Mercury retrograde. Four of Pentacles is boundaries. It's saving. So you may really be saving for something, or have maybe gotten some money and now you're, okay, I want to save some. Trying to figure out how to invest it, where to invest it. The Four of Pentacles is also a card about boundaries, having good boundaries with people, healthy boundaries, having someone that respects your boundaries and vice versa. So again, this theme of a relationship not being like, well, you never put the toilet paper on the roll and you never do that, like that, keeping score. That this is more an energy of, as stupid as I think it is, this really bothers the person I'm living with. How big of a deal is it for me to put the toilet paper on the roll? And if that other person's saying, I don't know what this quirk is, why this bothers this person so much, but can I just do it? Now, if your whole life becomes walking on eggshells trying to make sure the other person is comfortable with what, how they want the world, obviously that's a red flag. But I just see a real spirit of consideration and good communication. That's come through this month. It's kind of like you either communicate well or you don't. And if you don't, things are going to blow up. Oh my God, Two of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Look at how this is really pretty. I like this card. This shows an imbalance to me in a relationship. Either you have different views on money, you have different views on workload. This can just be you trying to juggle so many things and just feeling stressed. And that could be what you're moving away from, this sort of the hustle, the constant, I don't know, you feel like you're in an endless loop, right? We have this you're just in an endless loop of like the hamster running on the wheel in some part of your life. And so I see you taking some practical steps. So I do feel like some of this is situational. Again, if you live somewhere, you just hate where you live. Maybe there are a lot of stairs and you have a baby now and you're just like, oh my God, not only is it hard lugging the baby up and down the stairs, it feels dangerous. Not just upstairs in your house, but if you have to go up, quite a few flights of stairs to even get to your place, something like that. But this also, you want a relationship that's balanced. You don't want to, you have to communicate. You have to communicate and in a way where sometimes we assume the other person gets it and understands how stressed and what we're going through. Sometimes it's us putting our stress and we have someone in the house and it's a nice right target to take it out on. But if the communication can improve, which also that's an interesting way to interpret this card. There's less emotion in it. There's less backstory in why this person's a fucking asshole for not putting the toilet paper on. It's more like that's not a priority for them, and something because you can think of something they are really focused on. You're just like, why is that even important? So if you can sort of appreciate that, well, I don't see it, but they do, and vice versa. And if we can work together to balance these out, like I want these, there's still one that's bigger than the other, which is interesting. But at least they're, you know what I mean, more balanced as opposed to that. All right, well, I'm just going to leave it there. And thank you so much. Take care.